So I put my antlers away in one of my drawers, and then I was like, wait a minute, I bought my antlers at a Spirit Halloween, and I was over here thinking that they were only for Christmas, and then I was like, I can wear them anytime if I bought them at a Spirit Halloween, so why not? Hi everyone, thank you for watching. So today I'm going to be doing a makeup tutorial on this makeup look right here. It is using the Morphe Dare to Create 39A palette, and it's just with a nudish, peachish lip with a gloss over. I really like the way this look came out. It was completely unexpected. I was thinking as I was going along, and I actually really like how this look came out. So if you want to see how I achieved this look right here, then just keep watching. Hello. One more time. I already moisturized with my favorite Aveeno Complexion Clear Moisturizer. That is one of my favorite moisturizers. I actually use it a lot. It helps with the blemishes on my face, and it actually has a very cool feeling after I use it. So it doesn't burn. It actually soothes my redness, and if my face usually gets itchy right here, it'll actually help soothe it. So I highly recommend it for those with dry and acne prone skin. Also, I did my brows off camera. I went ahead and concealed them as well. Real quick, the two brushes that I have been using, I actually got these for $1 at, I want to say, the jewelry box. I'm not sure if everyone has that store in their city, but we have one here in El Paso. And the two brushes that I use, the first one is the Amor Us Pro Makeup Angled, hold on. Anyway, it's the Pro Makeup Angled Definer 913 brush. If you see that, it just has a really sharp and thin angle, so it's perfect to define when you're contouring your brows. And then this one is just the same line of brushes, the Pro Makeup Large Shader in 909, and it just looks like this. I actually just use that to buff out the concealer. So if you happen to have a jewelry box where you are, and if you're here in El Paso and you want to get it, I highly recommend these brushes. So next thing I'm going to go on to is going to be primer. I'm going to be priming with the Benefit Porefessional. This is in the Matte Rescue. I'm going to take it on my fingertips and just work that into my skin. I like the way it smells for some reason. I read on, I don't know what website I was on, but they didn't really like the way that it smelled, but I like the way it smells. Now, the reason why I started with my primer is because I like for it to set in. I don't like for my primer to be wet and then just automatically jump into foundation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start my eyeshadow. I am going to be using the Morphe palette, the 39A Dare. With my ring light, you totally can't see it, but it's the 39A Dare to Create palette. I have a little bit of an idea what I want to do, but I'm kind of just gonna go along as I go. So of course I'm gonna go ahead and start with a transition shade for my crease. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up this color right here. That one. I will go ahead and put all the names in the bottom bar. It's gonna be this one right here. I'm gonna start working that into my crease. Also, this is the Morphe E28 brush. I'm going to pick up a little bit more of this shade right here and continue with windshield wiper motions. For me, it helps me to do my eyeshadow eye, rather than do one eye complete and then do the other. I like to do a little bit of progress, and then until the look is complete. So that's what I'm doing right now. I would much rather pick up a little bit of product and just gradually build the intensity that you want in your eye, rather than picking up a lot of product and having to just take it all off and start all over. With a little bit more fluffier brush, this is the Morphe, here we go. Really, Tiana? Morphe E22. I'm going to be taking the color Sculpt, and I'm just going to pack that onto my crease to continue building. Next, before I continue on to my lid, I'm actually going to get the Tarte Shape Tape. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this a little bit onto my lid just so I can pop the color even more. The shade I'm using, I was mistaken. I told a friend of mine that I was the wrong color. I'm actually in the color Light. I'm going to get that same flat shader brush that I buffed out my concealer with for my brows, and I'm just going to tap where I want this. Now I'm going to be looking downward, just because if I look up my eyes, it will go ahead and get onto the top, and I definitely do not want that. I'm gonna try to keep looking down as best I could. I'm just like, I feel like I can't see. I'm gonna go ahead and take just a regular flat shader brush from BH Cosmetics. I'm gonna go ahead and take the color Indigo, which is this blue right here. I'm gonna lightly start packing that all onto my lid. That is so pretty right now so far. The reason why I'm leaving the top portion of concealer on there is for a reason, but I'll go ahead and go on to that in a minute. So I'm just gonna continue with the other eye real quick. Bam! So I'm gonna be taking just, this is like a small fluffy brush. I honestly have had this for so long. It actually came in one of the first brush sets that I got, and I've had this for years, since I was in high school, and they were honestly, I want to say no more than $10, because I purchased them when I was in high school. So obviously I didn't work when I was in high school. I just had an allowance and that was it. And I purchased these on my own, and I purchased them from eBay, and it came with a little like fold out where the brushes can go in. Super cute, and they're super soft, no fallout, and I still have this brush. So you never know. I guess you have to play with certain products, that just try them. If you don't like it, worst case scenario, you can just throw it away, but if you like it, then great. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this sparkly blue right here. This is in the color Dare Me. I'm also going to take a little bit of this color right here, which is Image. So I'm gonna use both of those. And just put that where the remaining concealer is. Same thing on the other eye. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this top color right here that is in Artistic. I'm just going to take, it's like a pointy shader brush. I'm gonna pop that into the corner of my eye. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start taking it up so it can blend. So next I'm gonna go on to lashes. I'm gonna go ahead and just lightly curl my lashes and prep them for falsies. for my regular lashes, I'm going to be using this Milani Big and Bigger lashes. This is how we do it, is plain in the background. Mac Morrison Radio on iHeartRadio is where it's at. I was really indecisive on what lashes I want to use, but I'm going to go ahead and use the Ardell Double Up Wispies. These are in 207 Black. The lash glue I'm going to use, as always, is going to be the Duo Lash Adhesive. This one is in clear white. I personally prefer the clear white just because I have tried the one that dries gray black, and sometimes I don't want it to dry gray black, so all I do with this one, if I do want it to be darker on the lash band, which usually I almost always do, but I will just simply go over it with a liquid liner, and I'll show you that in a bit. Have you all ever opened lashes and sometimes I feel like there's two right sides or two left sides? That's exactly how I'm feeling right now. What I do with the tweezers, I get super close to my natural lash line, and I just basically, I can't talk sometimes. I basically mesh them together. Okay. I don't know, this one looked weird to me at first, but maybe not. These are actually super pretty lashes. These are my first time wearing this particular style. As far as the number, I usually get the double ups, but I've gotten them in other numbers before. And this is the first time I get the 207s, and I really, really, really like them so far. So in a little bit, when this glue dries fully, I will show you how I go over that with the black liquid liner. But I am complete for eyes as of right now. Let's move on to foundation. So for foundation, I'm going to be taking the Morphe RG6. This is just the flat top foundation brush. I received this in my December Morphe subscription for the brushes. I'm going to be taking the L'Oreal True Match in the color W2, which is light ivory. I'm listening to Wifey. Can anyone guess who sings Wifey? never have problems with the L'Oreal True Match. And this brush, the first time that I used it, it had a lot of fallout, but the second time I used it, it had no fallout. So I look so white. It's so annoying. It's just my ring light that makes me look this white. I mean, I know I'm light complected, but I'm not a ghost, I promise. Random fact before I finish my foundation, I look freaky as heck. When I was in high school, I used to be super self-conscious of my moles on my face, and I would cover them up with foundation like that, and I would just leave it like that. And then I remember one day, I was already a senior in high school because I was in cheer, and like in one day from multiple people, they were like, oh, you shouldn't cover up your moles when you do your makeup because they're very beautiful, they make you you. And I was like, although I would hear it from my parents, hearing it from other people kind of, you know, made it a little bit better, I guess. And then ever since then, when I do my makeup, I just kind of like, when I'm done, I just like wipe off the makeup. Random fact of the day. So this RG6 does have a little bit of fallout, so it is a really good brush, I think, for foundation. It gets, especially around my nose area and on my forehead, really good. It has a little bit of fallout, but other than that, it's a really good brush. Is anyone else obsessed with Casey and JoJo? I personally love slow jams. I could listen to slow jams all day, every day, no matter what. When I'm in the worst mood, slow jams just brings me back to life. And my sister, they, not even exaggerating, they could probably tell her, Bethany, you have to listen to slow jams every day for the rest of your life and you win $1 million. She will not be winning $1 million. She will decline. She hates them. Anytime she's in my car and a slow jam comes on, she just automatically changes it. No questions asked. I'm like, I try to get her to love slow jams, and it does not work at all, ever. Maybe one day. If I do, it deserves a global announcement because she hates, loathes, despises slow jams. Next, I'm going to be going in with the Tarte Shape Tape. Again, this is in the shade Light. Now, a little bit of this goes a long way, so just keep that in mind. Also, for anybody who does not have this concealer, I have had this for a while now, but it hasn't been too long, and I was like, okay, well, let me just get it and see what all the hype is about. No, you need to get this concealer. The hype is definitely real. So I'm going to take this Eco Tools Perfect, I believe it's Perfect Blending Blender, if I'm not mistaken. I got this for Christmas. He is so cute. I'm also going to add a little bit of a shape tape to my forehead, down the bridge of my nose. and just blend that out with my little guy. Real quick, I know some people do use tape when they do their eyeshadow, but what I do is I kind of step outside of the lines, I guess, as I'm doing my eyeshadow. When I am concealing, that's when I clean it up. Also, my beauty blender is damp. And I found it better to always wash. Some people wait. I know everybody has their own techniques on how they do their makeup, but me personally, I go and wash it, you know, with baby soap right when I finish my makeup. I don't wait. Try to holler at me. Next, I'm going to be going in with the Coty Airspun translucent powder. This is in the extra coverage. I love this song. It Wasn't Me by Shaggy. I'm going to take this baby beauty blender. It is damp as well. You can get these at Ulta. They came in a pack of 2, these particular ones that I got. So I just put a little bit in the lid. A little bit goes a long way. And I'm just going to start. It smells so good. Same thing to the other side. With the excess powder that I have on the lid, I'm going to go ahead and put that on my forehead, where I put the concealer, a little bit on my nose, and on my chin as well. So next I'm going to take this Bare Minerals Blemish Ready powder, and I'm going to take this Morphe E41 big fluffy brush. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lightly tap it and just go over my cheeks. A little bit on my forehead where I didn't put that Coty powder. Just blend everything out basically. I highly recommend this Bare Minerals powder too. I've had it for a really long time and it works really great. Good coverage, especially for those who have acne prone skin. It is blemish ready for a reason, and it just helps to give you the right amount of coverage but nothing too much on your face. So now that the glue is dry, I don't think I need to go over it actually, but when I do need to go over it, I just go like this. Or you can just poke your eye. That'll be great too. Sorry. I knew it was bound to happen. I always poke my eye every time I do my makeup. Every single time. Every time. No matter what. With just this small, I believe it's an eyeliner brush if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to be taking this shade right here, which is Stroke, and I'm going to go ahead and put that onto my lower lash line. This is the NYX retractable eyeliner. This is just in the color black. I'm going to go ahead and put that on the top lash line. With the Maybelline Mega Plush Mascara, I'm going to go ahead and just lightly go over my lashes. In my waterline, I'm not going to go ahead and do the black liner. What I am going to do, this is so mini. I've had this forever, honestly. And it's just from Hard Candy. It is just a concealer sharpenable pencil. And I find that this, for me, works and looks a lot better with my particular eye color than the NYX Jumbo Pencil in the color Milk. I feel like it makes my eyes look scary, to be honest, and I personally don't like it. But the way the concealer looks, it looks pretty. That a white liner is in my waterline, but it's not blending into my eye. So with just a Wet n Wild stippling brush, I'm gonna just wipe off the excess powder or shadow, and I'm gonna move on to contour. Next, I'm gonna be going in with my Hello Kitty bronzer, and I'm just gonna go ahead and use a foundation brush that I don't use for foundation, and what I do is I'll just go ahead and tap it in there and just carve the line. I'll leave it like that for it to look crazy, and then I will fix it, I promise. With the NYX small stippling brush, it does not have any product on it, even though it looks like it, but I will just start with rotation motions and buffing that all out. Same with the other side. This large stippling brush, I'm gonna go ahead and just lightly buff that out. When I say lightly, it is because I will put on my highlight and then buff out the rest. For lips, I'm going to use this Sephora Rogue Gel Liner in the color Rosewood, and I'm just going to go ahead and line my lips. For lipstick, I'm going to be using this Lime Crime in the shade Babette. It is this pretty peachy shade nude. Next, I'm going to go in with this Bare Minerals Marvelous Moxie lip gloss in the color Best Friend. It smells like mint, this lip gloss. And it tingles my lips a little bit. Last but not least, for highlight, I am going to be taking this Star Crushed Minerals highlight in the shade Desert Suede. I'm going to be taking a Wet n Wild fan brush and just highlighting away. I'm going to put a little bit on my Cupid's bow, a little bit on my nose, very little, and a little bit on top of my brows. So this is the finished look. I absolutely love how it came out. Very unexpected. I had green in my mind or purple in place of the blue, but I actually really like the way the blue ended up looking. So that is it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like this video, please like and share. If you're not subscribed and you would like to, go ahead and subscribe. I will list everything that I used in the bottom bar once again. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Love you. Bye.